Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 15th anniversary celebration of the Greater Contribution, one of the most incredible organizations that I know doing such phenomenal work in the world, and you're going to learn more about that today. My name is Kevin Bailey. I'm honored to be the host today to celebrate these 15 years with you, and I can't think of anyone greater in the Greater Contribution to tell us about that than my dear friend, the president and co-founder of the Greater Contribution. Please join me in welcoming the incredible Ms. Karen Wright. Wow. Look at you.
Oh.
You look phenomenal.
Thank you.
Sorry, tell us about the outfit first, because that's...
These amazing, amazing African women are so kind and so grateful, and they give me beautiful gifts like this African dress.
Unbelievable. And of course, some of these prints up on stage as well, right? The
Right.
things that they create,
Yes.
just gorgeous.
Yes.
All right. Well, tell us. You're going to educate us all about the Greater Contribution, aren't you?
I am. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for
My
that
pleasure.
beautiful introduction. And it is just thrilling and exciting to be here to be celebrating 15 years of empowering beautiful, vulnerable, hardworking, deserving women and children in Uganda. So I'm often asked, how did it all begin? How did you create this? Well, I didn't create it. A great many of us created it together. And it begins with the three other co-founders, Deani Klein, Kathy Tamashiro, and Elise O'Keefe. And you'll actually get to hear a little bit from Elise in a few minutes, and she'll tell you her memories of how it all started. And so how did it all start? What was the motivation? Well, there were a lot of motivators, but one of them was a book that I read called The End of Poverty by Jeffrey Sachs. And it was a book that hit me in many, many ways. And one of the quotes from the book that was really important to me is this. I want to get it right. Jeffrey said, more than 20,000 people perished of preventable causes of extreme poverty yesterday. And the end of extreme poverty is at hand within our generation, but only if we grasp the historic opportunity in front of us. Well, that's quite a challenge. And I thought about it a lot. And as we started down this path of doing some kind of work to fight poverty, I thought, can we really do this? Can we really make a difference in people's lives? Can we make a dent in poverty? And, you know, as often happens in life, something comes along to affirm that you can do that. And a quote came across my desk, which is still on my desk today. And that quote reads, "Never let the odds keep you from doing what you know in your heart you were meant to do." And so both of those quotes were very powerful to me. And what I came to learn was that those ideas were very powerful to so many of you as well. So for those of you that don't know us, what did we create? We created an organization that provides a path for all of us to make a greater contribution with our lives. A way to demonstrate our love, our caring for others, and to truly save the lives of some of those 20,000 people dying every day from extreme poverty. Through the 15 years of the organization, we have provided over 20,000 microloans and benefited over 49,000 people. And we've done it through helping them to work their way out of poverty and on to a better life. So what does that look like exactly? Well, we help them to build small businesses that will give them sustainable incomes, ongoing regular incomes, something they never had before. And we also give them business skills and literacy skills. And we watch as they grow from just kitchen women, as they've been labeled all their lives, as they grow into true business women with dignity, confidence, self-reliance, and new respect in their families and their communities. And, surprise, even quite a few of them holding public office. For the first time, these mothers can provide essentials for their families: regular meals, health care, fees to send their children to school, even shoes, and so much more. Things that most of us take for granted. And they also, along the way, become the women they want to be. And I'm pleased to say that the organization continues to grow and help more and more people. As I'm talking to you today, our staff is currently working to bring another 400 women into the program. And by the end of the year, there will be an additional 400 women brought into the program for a total of 800 new people in the program this year. Finally, I want to share what has been the greatest gift that I've been given from this work. And it's the joy of fulfilling that tall order of really turning someone's life around, giving them a new start of life, helping them transcend the oppressive poverty they've been born into. Winston Churchill said it best. He said, "We make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give." And so my heartfelt thanks to all of you who have given and helped to make this organization strong and have made a greater contribution to our world. I hope you will enjoy hearing more about this work and helping us celebrate. We have wonderful speakers, we have some fun videos, and you'll get to see the beautiful faces of these women that you've helped. And so now, moving on, I would like to introduce Elise O'Keefe, one of my co-founders, who will share with her some of her thoughts and memories. And here we go to Elise. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Elise O'Keefe, one of the 4 founders of the Greater Contribution, including President and Executive Director Karen Wright. For me, it all started with an email from Karen to a group of women professionals. It must have been sometime during 2005. Karen was asking if any of us were interested in making a positive difference in the world. The thought of making a positive difference deeply struck me, and I knew that I had to be involved. I responded to Karen immediately, asking her to count me in. Of course, at that time, we didn't know what that difference would be. Karen arranged a meeting with me and the other 2 founders, Deanne Klein and Kathy Tamashiro. The 4 of us sat at a table with this huge question to address. How can we best make a better contribution to the world? After several discussions and much deliberation, it was unanimous. Providing microloans to women with the greatest needs to help them start a business of their own would serve as a way for them to rise and give their families the opportunities that they deserve for a better life. There was work to be done to set the plan in motion. We met multiple times to achieve key milestones, including getting approval for 501c3 status, opening a bank account, and publishing a press release for the Greater Contribution. These were certainly exciting and groundbreaking times for us. Now, 15 years, And nearly 20,000 microloans later, it is overwhelming and glorious in the most heartfelt way to see how far the greater contribution has come. Congratulations and many thanks to Karen for successfully leading the organization since the beginning, and to all of the volunteers and donors who have worked so hard to make a positive difference in humanity. You're all angels with big hearts.
Thank you so much, Elise. And thank you for the great part that you made in launching the Greater Contribution. And now I am thrilled to be able to introduce another very special person to you. Tofista Aloyo is our program director in Uganda, and she works tirelessly every day to keep the program running smoothly and efficiently. And, you know, when we looked and we found Tofista and were able to hire her, I came to realize over time that we had truly won the lottery. This is a remarkable young woman with degrees in business and finance and experience working for other nonprofits in the microfinance sector, and also someone with a background that gives her special qualities and special traits. She was born into a poor family in Uganda, and she saw her mother work tirelessly to help the family survive and thrive. And she eventually was able to earn her college degree. But what remained with her was that deep sense of what poverty is about. And so her heart is huge, and from that heart flows so much that she gives to the women in our program. And so it's an honor to introduce my dear friend, Tofista Aloyo.
We, the team of Greater Contribution here in Uganda, have over the years witnessed tremendous changes in the community that we pride in. For example, the Greater Contribution has helped women achieve self-esteem that they needed to be the backbone of hard work and pressing on to achieve whatever they want to achieve and become who they want to become in life. Over the years, we've seen many increased numbers enrolling in the basic literacy classes, and this has helped them in their communication skills. This has been realized in the reduced cases of gender-based violence in the families, in the community. All this is attributed to the basic skills that we give them in the literacy classes. Also, the women have achieved a level of self-esteem. This is because they've known that they can work hard, they can be what they want to be, and they have the little finances that they need to have to be independent of any other person. Talk about girl child enrollment in schools. Over 70% of the mothers in the program have enrolled back their children in school, with over 80% of girls being maintained in school. TGC supports these girls with the help of healthy sanitary pads in school to keep the girl child in school. This is to achieve the dream of a girl child being independent and then to run away or to escape the vivacious poverty cycle that is in the community. I want you to know, the supporters of TGC, that your contribution goes far beyond what you can imagine. It is having impact, it is changing the community. Above all, it is helping the girl child and the woman to be an equal person in the community.
Thank you, Tofista. You are just beautiful. And now it's my great pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker honoring us today at our 15th anniversary, and that is Dr. Florence Chimugisha. Dr. Chimugisha is currently the chair and professor of gender and women's studies at California State Northridge. She has done groundbreaking work in families and health in women of minority populations. She is a published author of over 7 journals, books, publications. This work is so instrumental in having a greater understanding of just what these women endure and encounter and ultimately overcome, especially in Uganda, a community and a country she knows well since she was born there. So please welcome Dr. Florence Chimugisha.
Good afternoon. My name is Florence Chimugisha. I teach at California State University in Northridge in the Department of Gender and Women's Studies. I want to start by thanking the Greater Contribution for the work you have done to empower women and improve the lives of many families in Uganda. I also want to thank you for inviting me to this great event. I will be talking about women's economic empowerment in impoverished communities in Uganda. This is a topic that I'm sure many of you are familiar with, either by your association with this organization or even by just going on their website. But I will be talking from my perspective and my experience. But before I begin, I want to tell you a little bit about my background. I was raised on a dairy farm in rural Mbarara, which you can see there on the map in the south. And for those here who are not very familiar with Uganda, it is relatively small, just 92,000 square miles. The population is 44, with half of it female. Median age 15, birth rate 5, and unfortunately 1 in 7 children dies before the age of 5. Poor women experience enormous challenges, including food insecurity, which is the inability to feed your family throughout the year. And sometimes even when they have the food is not nutritious, which actually leads into malnutrition and stunted growth in children. Another thing is that many of these poor women are heads of households. Some of them are widows. Others are women who have been abandoned by their husbands and their boyfriends. And so the daily life in these households is very challenging, including the challenge of securing school fees for their children. Health care is another challenge, especially in rural communities where it doesn't exist at all, or even where it exists, they are not able to get it because they cannot afford it. And attached to health is another problem of violence. Many poor women experience domestic violence, and also violence is inflicted on women by strangers or even by the state. So poor women really sometimes get trapped in these situations, and mainly because they cannot, because they really don't have access to credit or loans to be able to do something to pull themselves out of these circumstances. And one of the reasons for not being able to get loans is because of lack of collateral. Many poor women don't have land, they don't own land, and they don't own property. Yeah. And these challenges have been exacerbated over the years by economic crisis, by civil wars, AIDS, and most recently by the COVID-19. But what is really amazing about women in Uganda, especially poor women, is that they have a strong incentive to find programs with economic opportunities to lift themselves out of poverty. There are many things that women are going to do, and most of you know about this. But here's an example. If they are in the urban center, they may engage in dressmaking. This picture was taken 2 years ago, and here we see women who are working on machines, maybe they bought the machine, they bought the fabric, and they rented space, and then they started making some income to maintain their families. But I also worked on another rural project, which was in the village of Reshi. And in this, as you can see in the pictures, these women, they came with a husband, and here they are learning like effective methods of planting sweet potatoes to maximize the harvest. And on the left, actually, I am in the picture on the left. Okay, so this was another rural project. And then there's here I went to another village where they had another group, and this was in Ngoro. And here the women were preparing a garden, vegetable garden. So they came actually very early in the morning, and they started on the picture in the left. They started preparing these gardens. The person who is standing in front is the one who is instructing them on how to do this effectively. And in the middle of the day, when the sun started to feel very hot, we all moved under the shade of a tree in front of someone's house, and we had a brief meeting before they left. So these are some of the projects, and of course there are several of them, that we did under GAD to empower women. In this picture, I thought this picture is very important to show you because in this particular picture, this is a picture of a family. Here we see an elderly couple, grandfather and grandmother, who are raising their grandchildren. Those two little girls are actually orphans. And the person who is running the program, that the lady in red whom I was working with, she told me that this woman, this grandmother, had been a very good participant in many of her programs, many of the GAD programs. And this had made a significant improvement in her life. Here on the left, you can see how she's showing off the energy saving stove that the GAD group, helped her to build. And here on the right, she's showing off her new garden of fruits and vegetables. And I also learned that she also has a chicken coop where she's raising chicken and raising some money also to take care of these grandchildren. And I met her and I liked her. She's lively. She's a very marvelous person. Okay. But this family really informs the significance of extended family and key networks. Sharing labor, caring for children, and the elderly are very common in poor families. In most communities in Uganda, we see many children who are raised by their grandmothers and sometimes by their aunts. Thank you so much for listening to me. Asante.
Wow.
Yes.
Talk about incredible work, and so much more to be done, and it's just
Yes.
phenomenal.
Yes, thank you, Florence, for giving us that look at the plight of women in Uganda. Excuse me.
That's all right. Clear your throat, and
Yeah.
I can
Sorry.
begin the announcement here and welcoming to our next guest, an incredible performer, one of our dear mutual friends who's gifted us with an incredible composition. It's unbelievable. And this friend of ours, Donia Oxford, how do you describe her?
Oh, she's, it's an interesting thing that when you embark on doing work to help others, you attract these amazing people like Kevin, like Donia. And Donia is an incredibly skilled songwriter. And I asked her once, we're going to have this event. Do you think you could write something? And boom, and it's every time I hear it, I get tears in my eyes. So
I find that organizations like the Greater Contribution bring out the best in other people. You can contribute your time. You have an incredible volunteer staff. You can definitely always contribute financially, and some people contribute by virtue of their talents. And that's what Donia has done for us today.
Yes, and I think it's a big contribution. I think you'll enjoy it very much.
So please welcome Ms. Donia Oxford.
I used to think I had no choice. I didn't know I had a voice. Didn't have a sense of pride. But through a greater contribution, I had a mighty revolution. That life was by my side. Now I've got a brand new start. A joy that overwhelms my heart. I've gone from broken to whole. It changed my life and saved my soul. Love from people around the globe who helped make me see I am complete. Not a pauper begging on the street. They helped me get back on my feet, and now I'm free. A helping hand that strokes my face, a tender touch, a kind embrace I've never known before. I thank the Lord for those who care, a stranger sweet enough to share, a gift that opened doors. I'm not a burden anymore. I've got all that I could ask for. I've gone from broken to whole. It changed my life and saved my soul. The love from people around the globe who helped make me see I am complete. I'm not a pauper begging on the street. They helped me get back on my feet, and now I'm free. I've gone from broken to whole. It changed my life and saved my soul. The love from people around the globe who helped make me see I am complete. I'm not a pauper begging on the street. They helped me get back on my feet, and now I'm free. Now I'm free. Now I'm free. Now I'm free.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Donia, thank you so much.
Just gorgeous, Donia.
Oh, what a gift. What a gift. And she really captured so beautifully that journey that these women make. They literally feel broken. They are begging in the streets. They are desperate to have something to feed their children every day.
Just the message of that, broken to whole, and now I'm free.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what the greater contribution does.
Yeah, it does. Thank you so much. And now I have the pleasure of introducing yet another amazing person, a man that I met back in 2013 in Uganda. And I was surprised to learn that he was running a microloan organization. We were almost virtually parallel organizations. And so over a few years, we would help each other out with funding or maybe some training or whatever. And I came to know an incredibly kind person and someone wise beyond his years. And what we shared most, of course, was a passion to help the Ugandan women. And for a man living in a male-dominant society, it was pretty interesting to see a man who had such a heart for the plight of Ugandan women who are so severely disadvantaged. And so about 5 years ago, we formalized our partnership. We now share an office. We share vehicles going out to these remote villages where we're helping these ladies. Our staffs help each other. It's really, truly become one big team. And again, he has become someone I truly and deeply admire, and who has just been an amazing partner and friend. And so it is my delight to introduce you to Bukenya Musa.
Hello everyone, my name is Bukenya Musa, the Program Director and Founder of Volunteer Action Network. I am privileged and honored to be in partnership with the Greater Contribution. The Greater Contribution has been supporting women in Uganda, providing them microloans, tools and resources that enables them to overcome poverty and become self-reliant. Our partnership has been so rich, it has enabled our organization to reach more deserving women in rural areas. It has enabled us to build systems and also build a local structure of peer leaders who have become representative of the voices of women and the communities where they stay. What I want every supporter and everyone in the family of the Greater Contribution to know is that the generous contribution you do to the Greater Contribution is making a huge difference in changing the lives of women and the communities in Uganda. I want to join everyone to celebrate the 15th anniversary of the Greater Contribution. Thank you.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Oh, yes.
Just beautiful.
Yes, he is a really remarkable man.
I think you're kindred spirits.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I think so too. Yeah.
And keeping with that, what 15th anniversary celebration would be complete without a special surprise for you? We have an honor and a tribute, a proclamation that we are so pleased and proud to be able to give to the Greater Contribution. Mayor Pro Tem of the City of Thousand Oaks, Bob Engler, has provided you and the Greater Contribution with this incredible proclamation. And Mr. Engler is about to tell you about it right now.
Hello, I'm Bob Engler, Mayor Pro Tem for the City of Thousand Oaks. I'm very happy to be able to present this proclamation to the Greater Contribution group here in Thousand Oaks area. I was reading through the efforts that you have done in Uganda, and my heart was stirred by how you have opened the doors for so many women to move forward in their lives, having to get by on the poverty level, the extreme poverty level there of $1.35 a day, to now be able to be self-sufficient and moving and working with their families and becoming greater contributions to their society. It really does my heart good, and I'm happy to be able to present this proclamation. I'd like to go in and read it for you if I could. Whereas the Greater Contribution has been dedicated to empowering women to work their way out of poverty since 2006. And whereas the Greater Contribution provides business and literacy education, self-reliance skills, peer mentoring, and microloans for women in northern Uganda, and the Greater Contribution has achieved a 98% payback rate on 19,000 microloans it has awarded since 2006. And whereas Ugandan women have been able to increase their income by 405% each year and their savings by 88%. And whereas 100% of the women served by the Greater Contribution added at least one family meal a day to relieve some food insecurity. And whereas borrowers sent their more children to school, an increasingly significant number of women or girls who remained in school. And whereas the Greater Contribution has earned the Guide Stars, GuideStar Gold Seal for Transparency, and whereas 53 women who completed the Greater Contributions Program in recent years have gone on to be elected to local government positions. Therefore, I, Bob Engler, for Claudia Bilder LaPena, Mayor of the City of Thousand Oaks, and on behalf of the entire City Council, do hereby proclaim March 14th, 2021 as the 15th anniversary of the Greater Contribution Group. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. My goodness. And thank you, Mr. Engler and the City of Thousand Oaks. It's an honor to be a part of the community and to provide a venue through which the citizens of Thousand Oaks can make their own greater contribution.
It's how local communities and global communities ultimately are connected.
Yes, absolutely.
Congratulations.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much.
I'll hold this off to the side.
Okay, great. So now we have another treat for you. We have an amazing board of directors who have all contributed so much to the program and to this event. And one of them, Mr. Brad Kiefer, has prepared a special message for you. And so here's to a wonderful contributor, a wonderful member of our board, Brad Kiefer.
Like many of you, I consider myself extremely fortunate. I've always had 3 meals a day, a roof over my head, health care, and other life essentials that we often take for granted. Hi, I'm Brad Kiefer, and I'm on the board of directors for the Greater Contribution. Through my efforts, I've come to know that poverty doesn't just mean you don't own things. It means never having enough food. And even if you do, it means having to choose between quieting your child's hunger or your own. It means not having savings for emergencies, like doctor visits for your children, and having a flimsy home that washes away in severe weather. Perhaps worst of all, it means living with a sense of powerlessness and humiliation, and crushing feelings of shame and failure because you can't provide for your children. But you and I don't have to accept this state of affairs. So let's be bold together. A donation of just $80 gives a woman literacy and business training and a microloan to set her on the path to entrepreneurship and prosperity. It's easy and secure to do so by going to our website, greatercontribution.org, then clicking the Donate Now button. I hope you join us. The women of Uganda are counting on it. So please make a contribution to the Greater Contribution.
Thank you, Brad.
Yes, thank you,
Thank you.
Brad. What a wonderful message.
Yes, he's an incredible man, spectacular, great heart, and as he said, go to the Greater Contribution to offer up your own support. We need it. Thank you.
And now, a really different kind of video for you. Several years ago, 2 years ago, I lose track anymore, I was pleased to have the services of an incredible documentary filmmaker go with me to Uganda, accompany me there, and to create, I think, an amazing 5-minute documentary about our program. He actually took 1,500 still pictures in 7 hours of
Unbelievable.
video.
Phenomenal.
I know, which, as you'll see, he has distilled into an amazing video and a good look at what the program's really like.
It's a pictograph. It's phenomenal. Just
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah, and I think it really gives you a sense of what it's like to travel there and meet these amazing, hardworking women. And so our heartfelt, huge thanks to James Carey, and I hope you'll enjoy a bright new future for someone.
In my society, it's a society where women are more vulnerable. Women are abused, women are less empowered, so poor. But when you train them, you give them the loan or you enroll them in classes, you see they're really changing, they're improving in their lives. mbawe nga ndowooza nti omunaku nga nze sirikaabirwa muba mule mbawe nga ndowooza nekera nengenda sikaabirwa mama ze ndowooza nti omunaku nga nze sirikaabirwa mama ze ndowooza nekera nengenda sikaabirwa nti omunaku nga nze sirikaabirwa
Your program bring me together with other women. Your program of empowering women. The teacher is teaching us. We stay together. We love that program. I have 7 children. I sell small things like tomato, vegetable, okra in the market. In addition to that, I bought 2 goats here. I want to keep them. If God can bless them, they increase so that it will help me in future.
We are getting them the primary basic skills they need to do business, because these are women who are primarily very indigenous, might not have had the chance to get the knowledge of how to run a business. So TGC helps to give them the basic skills training. They train them how to do business, and then also they help put them back in class, adult literacy program. That will help make them feel like they can knock at a door and they will be able to express themselves both in writing and verbally.
Can we give a nice clap to Apio? A nice clap. Another one. And for her. Wonderful. Thank you, Apio. This is our...
Awanga Khalifa, Tanzania Khalifa. Awanga Khalifa, Tanzania Khalifa. Mama. That's a school that has the majority of the children for the women who are in the program. As long as we are still able to continue to support them, we will see these children through the formal education. For her, she was already having a small business. It was a restaurant that had 1 table and 2 chairs. So she bought 2 more tables, and so the hotel can now fit like 7 customers at a go. When you touch one woman, you're not only touching her, but you're touching the whole of a big family. What you give might seem so small to a destitute woman who didn't have hope for her children, hope for the future. But if they give that micro loan, they're turning around a whole bright future for someone.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that look at life in Uganda and life in the Greater Contribution Program in Uganda. And
those women are beautiful, and their spirits just, they're just unbelievable. It makes me well up when I watch that. Now, I've seen it 3 times, and each time my eyes just get a little teary, so it's beautiful.
Yeah, they are. They're amazing, grateful, kind, loving people. So grateful for all our help. They feel like they've won the lottery. They really do.
And speaking of greater people, there's always a lot of people to acknowledge and thank when you have an organization like the Greater Contribution, and we want to thank a few of those people right now.
We do, and we have a wonderful list here, and I want to just add a few more names. Our board of directors, who are just amazing: Jolynn Feinstein, Scott Gibb, Brad Kiefer, Amber Massey, Francis Pardee, Michelle Pernice, and 2 staff members, Sandy Galen, who was really instrumental in putting this event together, and Rebecca Harrington, and of course, to Mr. Kevin Bailey and the whole technical crew here who've been just so wonderful.
It's a good group, all having their hearts in the right place to
Yes.
support this organization.
Yes, it is. Thank you all so much.
Well, I think that is about our wrap-up then, isn't it? It has
It
been an
is.
incredible time here exploring and learning about the Greater Contribution, celebrating with my good friend Karen these wonderful, impactful, glorious 15 years. And may there be 15 times 15 times 15 more. How's that? I'm not exactly sure what that math gets to, but...
I don't care. I'm up for it.
That's exactly it. We know it. That's what we're knowing. That long a future. And I just want to say... from Karen and myself and everyone on the staff and the board, thank you for all that you do. There is no contribution too small. I know these words at times seem like they're cliche, but you can only imagine how a small monetary contribution, the impact that can have
Yes.
for this program.
Absolutely.
So thank you for making our global community that much smaller when you participate right here. And that's the connectivity that I find so inspiring to myself, that I can, even by being here today, make my own little contribution to empowering these women, making their lives better, and making the world a better place. So thank you for joining us today. Thank you for being my friend and for everything that you do. I love you so very much.
Oh, thank you, Kevin.
You mean the world to me.
Likewise.
You make my
likewise.
life better.
Oh, my goodness, please.
Thanks,
Thank you
everyone.
all for making a greater contribution.
Thanks so much.
Bless you.
Bless you. Bye.